Hi, I'm Alyson the Crocheter.
And I'm Vivian the Knitter, and you're listening to Keep Calm and Carry Yarn.
Hello, and welcome to episode 95 of Keep Calm and Carry Yarn. This is a knitting and crochet podcast hosted by me and my mom, Vivian. I am recording from my home here in Edinburgh.
And I'm recording from my sister's home in New Jersey.
Did anybody guess that?
I don't know.
Yeah. So my mother is temporarily somewhere else again
Yep.
for a couple episodes.
Probably at least 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for sure. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. This is your friendly mother-daughter couple bringing you another crafting podcast. Actually, a little bit of housekeeping up front, just to remind people that the podcast, we record video, so you can see our faces on YouTube, but if you want to listen to the audio-only version, you can, stream us on any sort of podcast app. And I mention this because I discovered a new podcast app called Shuffle.
Mm.
Have you heard of it?
Yes.
But yeah, so you can comment comment on episodes of podcasts, and it will timestamp your comments. So you might you can comment about something that's happening, and it will timestamp it, so other people who are listening can interact with you or reply to you. And so just as an experiment with our last episode, so you can comment with photos. So it's I'll just comment with photos where we're talking about the different pieces or different whips and FOs. So I don't know if anybody wants to.
To try that.
I feel like all the the new things that I try and introduce, it never actually goes anywhere. But I've been using it to listen to another Dear Hank and John was a podcast I listen to, and that community is very active and they comment on the episodes and things.
Interesting. Yeah. Maybe that'll be our new thing. I don't know.
A random thing.
Are there a lot of crafting podcasts on this particular media? Or all of them are also on it?
Yeah, it has all the podcasts. So there'll be lots of podcasts maybe that that podcast's community hasn't found Shuffle as a way to interact with each other. So you can listen to them, but there might be no fan, quote unquote fans or comments on that podcast because that podcast doesn't have.
Well, maybe you should just remind people every episode.
Find us on Shuffle.
I'll try it.
We'll see how it goes.
Cool.
Anyway, Buzzfeed quiz.
Yes, Buzzfeed quiz, and you picked it this time. You haven't picked one in a while.
Yeah, so it is style yourself in an autumn outfit from head to toe, and we'll reveal which Hocus Pocus character you're most like. So, as it's the episode before Halloween, this seemed appropriate.
Yep, and we love Hocus Pocus too in our family. And I just found out that my sister's never even seen it. Neither have her children.
Oh, so you're going to make them watch it.
Probably make them watch it, yes.
Well, I was going to say that out of the siblings and stuff, Emily is, I think, one of the biggest.
Yes, she's definitely the biggest. I think she's also the biggest Halloween fan of everybody as well, so.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Biggest Halloween fan.
Okay, yeah. She loves Halloween. And unfortunately, living in South Florida, she doesn't get much of that fall vibe down there. So, she misses that.
So, who did you get?
I got Sarah Sanderson. Did you get her too?
No?
Okay, it says, amok, amok, amok. You're most like Sarah Sanderson. You're always up for an adventure, whether it's riding a broomstick or making a potion. There's nothing you won't try once. You're an extrovert and love to make friends wherever you go. Also, you probably have an enchanting singing voice. Well, I definitely don't have an enchanting singing voice. I can carry a tune. Okay, I'll take it.
Well, I got Winnie Sanderson.
Oh, no. You got the old sister. Wait, Winnie is the oldest, right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Yeah.
So it says, you definitely put a spell on us because you're most like Winnie Sanderson. Certainly the leader of the pack. You take charge of any tough situation. You always trust your gut, and it's never led you astray. While some might say you are a bit bossy and occasionally overdramatic, you're extraordinarily passionate about things that matter to you. Everyone knows who to come to for the best advice. I'll take that.
You certainly can be
I'm
bossy.
not dramatic,
but you're not dramatic. I feel like you're definitely not dramatic.
I'm not dramatic. Anyway.
That's funny.
So yeah, this is one of those truly random quizzes. Where we had to build an outfit. I didn't think about what goes together. I just picked the things that I liked most out of everything. Mm-hmm. So the first question, appropriate for a knitting and crochet podcast.
Yes, choose a sweater.
To choose a sweater.
So I had to pick the hand knit with the cables. Though I don't know.
It might not be hand knit.
Well, it looks like it could be hand knit. That's what I meant. With all the cables.
I picked that one too. The cables. And
though there's the one with the off the shoulder, that one could be crochet, but I can't really tell because
yeah, it does look a bit like it could be crocheted.
But I wouldn't wear that.
If I wore it, I wouldn't wear it that much over my shoulder. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to wear it that much over the shoulder. I think she's put her shoulder through the head hole. Okay. Just really shoved it through.
Okay.
I don't think it would be comfortable to wear it. I like that. What about the jacket?
I picked the khaki one on the bottom.
Oh, the
like a traveler's jacket. What?
I said a utility jacket.
Maybe that? I don't know.
With the
it's like pockets. A travel jacket. It's got lots of pockets.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I picked that one too. So far, so the same.
2 for 2.
Let's keep going until we find something that's different.
Okay.
Which pants, trousers?
I picked the pants, the jeans with the flared legs, with the.
Okay, I picked the jeans with the cuffs rolled up.
Okay. I am so done with skinny jeans. I have to tell you that much. So I'm completely done with it.
I don't mind skinny jeans, but I like the higher waist.
Mom jeans are in. I see a lot of mom jeans out there in the wild on little, not little people, but young people.
On children. Okay, wait. What one last one? Which scarf did you pick?
I had to pick the one that looks like it was knit. Mm-hmm. The one what is that? What color is that?
Like a salmon?
Yeah, maybe a salmon wrapped around somebody and she's holding a cup of coffee. Or hot tea or something.
The kind of traditional looking tartan one. The black and white.
Which one? The one on the man?
The black and white.
The black scarf?
The black and white. Black and white tartan scarf. Do you not see it?
Oh yeah.
Underneath the yellow one.
I was thinking gray and pink. I guess it could be black.
Yeah, there might be a little bit, tiny bit of pink in it, but it's mostly white, and I think it's pretty much black, because where the two blacks intersect, it looks black. Mm-hmm. But obviously, where it's black and white, it looks gray.
Okay, so that's why we got 2 different sisters.
Cool. We did pick some different things.
We did, yeah. Okay, what about hat?
I picked the green one that looks
me too.
Knitted as well. Slightly slouchy beanie.
Me too.
Cool.
Okay. I'm gonna go watch it tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah. Watch it. Now that you put me in the mood.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. You got any whips?
I do have some whips.
Yay!
I'll start with the one progress update on my Jade dress, which is a dress that I'm making for my bridesmaid outfit, which is now definitely a top.
Ooh, look at that.
So, look how long it is. So, it's got the V-neck and the ruffly sleeves, and I've reached the point. So, it's got this sort of stitch pattern throughout, but from the waist, there's a band of solid stitches, just solid double crochets, or treble, depending on terms you're using. And then from there, from the waist, the skirt has alternating stripes of the stitch pattern and the solid bands.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on the second solid band.
Excuse me.
And I actually frogged a few inches because I'd gone as far as because I'd sort of calculated based off of my tension and their tension how far I needed to go after the armholes before I got to the first band. And so I might have calculated it slightly off, also because I'm short. It didn't need to be as long. So I was just like kind of going on autopilot and then realized, oh, I think it's gone past my waist. So I had to frog to get back to my waist to do the solid band. So yeah, it's going to be pretty easy from here on out, just alternating the bands and the stitch pattern and doing a little bit of increases on the skirt until I'm done. And then the bottom of the skirt is scalloped, I think, kind of to reflect.
So right now it's definitely just autopilot.
Yeah.
Mindless, not knitting, crochet.
Yeah, but I need to order the thing that will go, the dress that will go under it. Now that I think about that, I've got lots of things on my to-do list. Just add that one to the end of it. And I started a new project. Because I just decided... I did, even though I've got the dress I need to finish. I have my 373 cardigan, which I'm knitting, the bits that need to be knitted. I have my blurred lines sweater, which I...
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that one.
Which I just, like, I can't. I just don't want to look at it right now.
Are you starting that completely over, or just pulling it up to the yoke?
I'm pulling it up to the yoke, but, like, not even...
Before the sleeve, before the sleeve starts.
No, yeah, so, like, halfway up the yoke, maybe? Because of where the color changes are and stuff. So that's kind of hibernating. Yep. But I just wanted something else to talk about. I wanted something else to work on because these ones have been going on for a while. So I decided to try and find something to use the 2 skeins that I bought in Florida from
that I bought
Sheep Thrills. Yeah, that you bought for me for your birthday. So that was the Color to Life. Is that?
I don't know.
Dream in Color.
Oh, Dream in Color. Yeah, Dream in Color.
I think that the dye is called Dream in Color, but this one, I don't know. It's the ball bands are a little bit confusing because this one says Dream Color to Life, and then this one says Dream, and then it's covered color yarn. So that was the Smushy with Cashmere, which was 70% merino, 10% cashmere. 20% cashmere, 10% nylon. Super soft. And then we've got Tumbleweed, which is sort of like really light beige cream. And I have Victory, which was a variegated like hot pink with some green and yellow in it.
Like an olive color too.
But my ball winder is acting up.
Oh no.
Like it like collects yarn at the bottom, so as soon as you pull it out, it just goes bleh, out the bottom and the top sometimes as well. So do you remember I made this these ball keepers? Or as I kept saying, ball sacks. So they're just like shaped to put a yarn cake in. There's a hole in the bottom that you can pull your yarn out, but then it means you have to thread it through that way, and then like if you need to, so I've threaded it through the top bit, which is the drawstring instead. So I figured that will hopefully stop it from vomiting too much. But I made another one because I had the 2 different yarns. Okay, on to what I'm actually making, which is another cowl. So like I decided I could not do another garment because I've got too many garments in progress. So I'm making the Moraine Lake Cowl by DJ Poulet. And I think she's only ever designed like 3 different cowls, so not like a prolific designer. But this one's really nice. It's got the 2 different colors, and it's got lots of like pretty textural stitches, And then in the middle, there's also a bit of cross stitch to make this sort of like diamond pattern. Although I noticed a lot of the other people who've made it haven't done the cross stitch. And I read like one person's notes, and it was because they had never cross stitched before and they couldn't figure it out. So I haven't actually looked. I don't think the instructions are like
what's
really
it called again?
Moraine Lake Cowl. MORAINE. I almost said one NE. I've been dealing with UPS and having to tell them lots of tracking numbers, so I just hesitated for a second there. So I've got this much done, a couple inches.
Oh, nice.
So I haven't swatched because we're gonna be fine. I just changed and then decided that's pretty much bang on.
Well, here's a pad.
12 inches wide.
Pad. Oh,
nope.
I just lost it. What did I do? Okay, continue.
So yeah, it alternates between the main color and the contrasting color in like bands.
Mm-hmm.
And then the main color, I think, just uses this one sort of textural stitch. Very textural.
Yeah.
You have to do some of the stitches into the row. 2 rows under instead of just the row under. So yeah, super textural. And then the contrasting stripes, I don't know if it uses this part definitely uses a different stitch. It uses a modified bead stitch, but I had never done a bead stitch before. I'm sure it goes by other names, and I got a little bit confused with the instructions because it says you do your stitch, and then it says to put your hook behind the stitch. I didn't understand what that meant. I kept like, tilting my work to be like, put it behind the stitch, like in the same stitch, like. But what they meant was to wrap your hook around the post of the stitch that you'd already made.
Oh.
And then you pull up a bunch
that
of
way.
you yarn over and you pull up another loop, and then you yarn over. You yarn over. You wrap your hook around the post, and then yarn over again.
Pull it through,
and then no, you do that a few times
to
kind of like wrap a bunch of loops onto your hook. And then you pull up a final loop through all of the loops to create that sort of like bead.
That's very interesting.
But I mean, I've seen it before, but I think I just didn't. I ended up just Googling bead stitch because I didn't understand the instructions as they were written. It wasn't as complicated as I thought it was. So yeah,
it's a very striking pattern with the contrast colors and then the bands with the that's really cool. I like it.
Yeah, and in her pattern, she does it the same way, where the main color is a sort of solid color, and then the contrasting color is a variegated. I think color-wise, if I knew I was making like a sort of pink and cream cowl, I would have wanted the pink, like color-wise, I would have done the pink as the main and then the cream as the contrast.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think I would have liked I would have been annoyed if there was a lot of color pooling in the main color.
But there's only 4 projects, so has anybody done it that way with the? No.
So yeah,
looks good. Is that all your whips?
Yep, that's all my whips.
Oh, I guess it's my turn.
About you.
I have my Spector sweater, and I can put it on now. I finished this whole sleeve. Look at that. I got a whole sleeve done. And
very good.
Well, I think I mentioned last time that my gauge wasn't quite spot on. I think the height, the rows per inch, and also it's 4 different yarns. So and I was following the pattern. I didn't really take into consideration that of the row count. So the 4 inches that you have to do with just solid color was probably taller than what the pattern. Not taller. It's 4 inches. It shouldn't be The other way around. So what the 4 inches is fine, but the fade
The
part
width?
would have been taller than
Oh,
what the pattern calls for. So that's that my sweater. So I just picked up
and a
stitches for
sleeve.
this second sleeve. I'm pretty happy
Nice.
with it right now. I mean, because this is yarn that I've reused, so it's hard to see the patterning up here. But it's a little bit better in the screen, but in person, I was showing my sister, and she was looking at like the other projects, and she's like, "That one's different. It has the stuff going on up here." I'm like, no, it's the same. It's just that my yarn is all curly, so it's harder to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can tell
So it's anyway. So
you.
it's a bit longer than the pattern calls for because of my gauge, but it's which is fine
Mm-hmm.
because I could wear it with leggings if I wanted to.
Oh, like that long?
Well, it does. I'm not gonna stand up. I'm gonna knock everything over. It doesn't quite cover my whole butt. It goes down to my
Mm-hmm.
probably goes down to my crotch.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. It's very the colors. I think particularly because you didn't use the pink in the end. It looks really icy,
Mm,
like wintry.
yeah, I feel like it looks very ocean
Mm.
colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, icy's good too. So there
Yeah.
aren't the I have a problem sometimes with yoke sweaters with the armpit being too bunchy, but this one I think also because it's a fingering weight, it's fine. Because definitely
Mm-hmm.
my lovage, I've got a bit of bunching going on in the armpits. So
Yeah.
super happy with that and the sleeves. I made it a little longer than I needed to because I'm just used to wearing sleeves that are too long for me. When they hit me right, right where it's supposed to, it just feels like, oh, it's too short.
You're naked.
My wrist is naked.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that.
Just think there are probably really tall people whose sleeves are always just a little bit too short.
Yeah, so they have the opposite problem. Yeah, so somebody whose arms are long, then they're used to wearing their sleeves like this all the time, and when it actually fits right, they're like, oh, it's too long.
Yeah, it's in the way.
Exactly. Oh, I'm tangled. So I have another whip. I started a new
Mm.
project in
Uh-huh.
anticipation of me finishing this sweater soon. I had talked to my sister about making her a sweater like a while ago, and then so anyway, since I'm here and I can try things on her, I figure I should just start one now. So I am doing the Vintersol by Stephanie Steingass,
Mm-hmm.
and
Kind
these
of a
are
leafy pattern on the top.
is that what?
Kind of a leafy pattern on the top. In the
Yeah, like fern or even trees. And I am doing it in purples and pinks because these are the colors that she picked.
Do you know what that reminds me of?
What does it remind you of?
The the humulus, was that what it was?
Yeah,
The hops one. Is that
it
what it was called?
because it was that was the color that I used. I
Yeah,
made
yeah,
it
yeah,
a
yeah.
purple and green
Your
sweater.
beer sweater.
A
Your
beer
beer sweater
sweater.
that you made for a child. But you did it in the similar colors. The
Yeah,
purple and pink.
but these are the colors that she picked. And in fact, she went on Ravelry and she saw all the other ones and she picked this color. It's like, I am not making your sweater out of hand dyed yarn.
Yeah.
So this will be as close as it'll get. So I actually got the yarn from Webs. Um, where's my thing? I don't remember. One of the Webs Valley yarns. Oh, here it is. No, I take that back. It's just Cascade 220. It's not even Webs yarn.
So what color is the main body of it going to be pink or
No,
purple?
the main body will be purple. So this will be the down below bits.
Mm-hmm.
And then she wants the trees or the ferns to be the lighter color.
Is that gray?
And then the pink for up here in the cowl area.
Is the lighter color gray or is it a cream? Off white.
It's a gray. It's a gray color.
Mm-hmm.
The pink wasn't quite as pinky as she wanted, but that was the closest I could find for her.
Mm. Oh yeah, it is kind of like a darker, like gray pink, or
It's,
like
I mean, it looks like, I mean, it's
it's like
definitely
a
pink. It's
yeah,
almost
it's pink. It's like pink that somebody has just put a little bit of black paint in and mixed it in a little bit to
so it's, yes, it's a yeah.
desaturate
She
it a
doesn't
little
want it
bit.
super
A desaturated pink.
bright either. So,
Yeah.
that's close enough. So that's what I'm doing for her. So right now, so I did one gauge swatch where because when you're making gauge swatches for a sweater that's done in the round, you're supposed to do your gauge swatch. It's done in the round, or at least it's all
Mm.
knit. So I did one where it's like you knit, get to the row, end of the row, and then you have the yarn go all. You just pull it to the other end, just knit, and so you have all
Yeah.
these loops in the back. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that was actually more work for me because the stitches on the ends are going to be super loose because it's got the yarn just like dangling off of it.
Oh yeah.
So, and that was too small anyway, because which is weird for me because usually my gauge is too loose. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, so according to that gauge, I was like, I should go up 2 needle sizes, and that was even before I, I didn't even bother, washing and blocking it. I was just like, oh, that is just not going to work. So I'm doing
Yeah.
this gauge swatch in the round, but with 2 size needles. So
Oh.
one side is I can't remember one, bigger than like one size bigger than the other side. I'll just have to remember which side is the bigger one. I have to like put a pin on it.
You've hacked the system.
Yeah, I thought it was very clever.
Yeah, it's clever.
I didn't know if anybody
So
else has done that before.
how I don't understand. Does that wait? So you've got 2 pairs of needles on a
Circular
cable.
needles, yeah.
So do you have different hook sizes on each end of one cable?
No, these are like eights, however many millimeters in the front,
Uh-huh.
and then the back needles are sevens.
So how does it? I don't understand.
So
How
when
do you
I'm
knit it?
working, okay, we're gonna talk front and back. Okay, when I'm working on the front side, it's
Mm-hmm.
always the size 8. So I get to the one end, but then I take the left needle and I bring it to the front over here. So you're always using the same needle for each side.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I just don't have enough understanding of how you're working it in the round.
Well, even when I'm doing like socks with 2 circulars, the
Yeah.
same needle is always working on the same side. You don't ever change which side
Oh.
you're working on.
So how are they connected?
The needles aren't connected
No, how is it in the round?
because when I finish one side, I take
Uh-huh.
that yarn, I bring it to the front and I start working on it.
And then you do the next side. Okay, I think I understand.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So those are my. So I actually, it's not technically a whip yet because it's only a gauge swatch.
Yes, it counts. I think.
Okay, especially a gauge swatch like this when you're doing color work,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a little.
Do you keep your gauge swatches, or do you frog them and use them in the project?
It depends. Um, a lot of times I'll leave them, and if I need the yarn in the end, I can always. I don't think I've ever actually been in that such dire circumstances where I needed the yarn from my gauge swatch.
So where are your gauge swatches?
They're in like a clear bucket. Oh, you know
They do have.
those jelly candies that you guys like from the Chinese store,
Oh
like the
yeah.
lychee jellies, and
Uh-huh.
it's got a it was like a pig, I think it was pig
Oh yeah.
shaped. They're all
You
in
had
there.
your little balls in there.
I had
Little
little
balls. Your
balls of sock yarn. I think, It's either
But
in
you gave
there.
me them all, maybe. So,
What? It's either in
like,
there or because I move things around. It's either in that little piggy clear thing or in
yeah.
another clear container
Mm.
that
But you
also
have,
from
they are
jellies.
all in one place together, though.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it ever.
I thought about it before, and I was like, could you just like make a blanket? Just sew them, do like some sort of weird patchwork
They'd be all
blanket?
different gauges and different yarns, like finger.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you like separated them out into like all the fingering ones. But then a lot of
Mm.
mine are in the round, especially
Yeah.
um, because I do a lot of. I guess I do a lot of sweaters
Mm-hmm.
in the round,
Yeah.
so I do my swatches in the round. And also, if it's you can feel how the fabric is going to work out better if it's a
Mm-hmm.
bigger gauge swatch. You can cut it. I
Mm.
don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been thinking about that.
Or you can give it to your child and use as baby blankets. I used to give them to Madeline, and she would use them as baby blankets for her dolls
Doll
and
blankets.
doll blankets for her Barbies
Yeah.
and her bear because she didn't have a very big bear.
Yeah.
Do you have any FOs?
No FOs.
I've
Miracle, I have a whip. Oh, you have an FO.
I have an FO. So I finished the October hat.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
It's very green. I haven't even blocked it yet.
Mm.
Um,
Very good. The cables, I mean, I don't know if my mind's just thinking about ferns now, but the cables kind of almost to me look like ferns going up your head. Um,
yeah,
Maybe because like
because
obviously they get stretched towards the bottom, so it makes them look a little bit bigger at the
more
bottom, and
ferny.
they go
Yeah,
more narrow at the top.
I think I'm gonna get
Um,
some of those faux fur pom
that'll look
pom
nice,
for
yeah.
that. And so this
Mm-hmm.
is the October hat, and I started another one of those calendar hats. But this one came out
Mm-hmm.
a lot smaller. This is the December hat.
Uh-huh.
So good thing this one
Well,
is
I
going
think
for what?
I was just trying to decide which one I liked better, cable wise.
Oh, cable wise.
Mm.
I kind of like the purple one, the
Ooh.
December hat.
Yeah, I think I like the October hat better.
The December hat
They're
was
both nice. They're
what?
both nice. They're both nice,
The
but
December hat was
I think
more. There's like more going on.
it's not as like symmetrical or
It-
regular.
no, it's not as regular. I think it'll look better once it's black because this has not been blacked yet. And it does fit my head, so it should
Wait,
fit.
I'm sorry.
But
As you brought it towards your head because it's in a pink color
uh-huh.
and it's not blocked and it wasn't stretched, it just made me think of a brain. Because like the cables were like,
So
you
I'll
know.
do a faux fur pom pom on this
Mm-hmm.
one too. So this will be for the younger cousin
Mm-hmm.
niece. Well, that'll be
Ah.
for Christmas presents. So I'm done with 2 Christmas
Oh,
presents.
nice.
And that's all the crafting I've done, which is quite a bit
Good.
considering I drove 10 hours from Ohio to New Jersey.
Yeah, and you did the driving.
I did the driving all by myself
Oh, your bicycle.
with the 3 cats. And they were not as stressed out this time around when we got to our destination. I think they were like, we just did this. Why are we doing this again? There wasn't any of the hiding under the tables and beds as much. But I think they did recognize Danny, my nephew, your cousin Danny, because he lived with us very briefly, and when the cats were there, and they were like all over his dirty laundry, like in there, like oh, this smells familiar. Like they were like really like into smelling the dirty laundry, because they.
That's really funny. Was that before he got home or something?
Yeah, he wasn't home yet. He was working and he didn't get home until later. And
so wait, was it just dirty laundry? Or was it specifically his dirty?
It was
laundry?
his dirty laundry because they keep their own dirty laundry. They do their own wash. They have their dirty laundry in their own rooms, and so he was like totally like Mostly it was Willet, like in there, like oh, just like snorkeling, like oh, I was like,
Something
ew, get
familiar.
away from there. But
Oh,
then
that's
I was
funny
actually in
though.
the shower when he came, actually walked in the house, so I didn't see, them running. But apparently, Sushi ran to him. Willet, he's the scaredy cat, so he didn't actually run to him. But once Danny approached him, he was like, "Oh, I remember you," and he didn't run away, and he was like sniffing him and stuff like that. So,
Oh, that's so cute.
yeah, so they're doing well. And then Polly has claimed Jessie's room as her room, so she's been sleeping with Jessie every night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is good and bad at the same time. It's good because it's good for both of them. They like each other. But the bad thing is, cats, they do things at night, like, they groom themselves, and she's a particularly loud groomer. Like when she's like
Mm.
grooming and she's licking, you can hear it go scratch, 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 and it's really noisy when it's on your bed, and it's a twin size bed, so it's not like it's a big bed. And I can hear
Yeah.
sometimes at night Jesse go, Polly, stop it.
That's funny.
So, yeah, but I think they're enjoying it until, we have to go again. Then
Mm-hmm.
they won't until they do again.
Yeah. I have a small yarny bits and bobs, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've talked about it. It's the project bag that my cowl is being um
Oh,
wrapped
that's being
into. Have I told you
offered.
this yet?
No, you haven't.
I bought it while I was at Yarndale. It was my one Yarndale purchase. I
Mm-hmm.
managed to sneak away from the stand the last hour of the last day because it was very
Uh-huh.
quiet. And I just ran away. And so this
It's
is
got
so
crochet hooks.
yarnalicious. Yeah, so I knew I wanted to get back from her because she has really nice I like the fabric she chooses.
Mm-hmm.
And I got two. I got a smaller one as well, but this is the one that I've got with me at the moment. But yeah, it's got yarn balls and crochet hooks, and then it says crochet to live, live to crochet, and there's a skull, and yeah. I think there's a knitting version as well of the fabric.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw this and I was just like, oh, I kind of have to get that one, don't I?
Yeah, I wonder
So
if it's a
yeah, it's
spoonflower fabric because I've never seen anything like that before.
I don't know. It's a little bit thicker, like more like a canvasy type fabric.
Uh-huh.
Um, and yeah, but it's like a drawstring, rectangular bottomed bag. Um,
Nice.
yeah.
Very
Yep.
nice.
So that's where my cow is being kept in at the moment.
So, what are you do? Are you doing it? Are you participating in your own cow?
Yeah, no, I probably should. My plan is to do some socks.
Ah, but you haven't started yet.
But I haven't started yet. I haven't picked my yarn.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so for issue one, we're doing a like long form casual crochet along.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody can make anything from the first issue and just use hashtag more AW Cal 2020.
What's
Nope.
AW?
More AW 2021 Cal. Oh no, I should have looked that up.
What is AW?
Autumn winter.
Oh.
Um,
I see. Um, yeah, I'm not participating in that. I was thinking maybe I would, but then, especially not since I want to get as much as the sweater done here as I could
mhm.
possibly get. And I thought it was
Yeah.
top down, but it's not. It's not quite top down. It's yoke up and then top down. Like you do the yoke
Interesting.
from the color work up.
Uh-huh.
And
Is that common?
apparently it is. Or at least
Mm.
the Jennifer Steingas
Mm-hmm.
patterns, because the last one I did was also the same way. And I haven't, and then my lovage, it was bottom up, but I did it that way. I did the color work up and then
Yeah, yeah.
top down.
Um,
So
but
yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
think
no,
it's just for the color work, so the color works looks right, because the color work was
I
designed to go bottom up. Because you can design color work to go top down. It looks different because of the
why?
V's.
Oh, because it's upside down,
Yeah.
essentially.
It just doesn't look right.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say about the cowl. Yeah, I was gonna plan on doing socks, but I was gonna say if anybody does want to participate, yeah, the hashtag is for Instagram, but there's also a survey form. So if anybody doesn't have a public Instagram or doesn't have an Instagram, then they can still participate because they can submit a photo. And that's linked in places.
Do you have do you have a Ravelry page yet?
No, not yet. I haven't really done much on Ravelry.
Okay. I mean, we haven't really done much Ravelry yet either.
Yeah, that's true. But people have been finishing some of their.
I know. I've seen it on Instagram. That's crazy.
Yeah, somebody's finished the laminaria skirt, a scrappy version. Somebody made the cumulo sweater.
It hasn't even been a month. Well, that's bulky. The cumulo sweater is bulky.
Yeah, that's a chunky weight.
Yeah.
That's the cover one, and he did it in the same yarn, same color as well. And I think I've seen a Gudrun shawl, and a few more Gudrun shawls have been started, and it's a mitten somebody started, and some Sivus, the leafy sweater. It's
like
yeah, it's really great to see people actually making the things and enjoying the patterns.
It's so cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I saw the shawl, the laminaria. I saw that one done. That was pretty.
Gudrun. Laminaria is the skirt.
The skirt.
I know these patterns like
inside out.
Like name, pattern, designer, yarn, all the things. And now that issue 2 is underway, and I'm starting to get the designers finished written patterns. I don't know it, like it doesn't come to me just like that. I have to remind myself, like, oh wait, that designer's full name, what yarn, and then like the color, and yeah, I'll get there as I spend more and more time with the written patterns and everything. And also they don't have their final names necessarily, so also doesn't help.
So you have to come up with like original names or stuff. Right.
Yeah, well, a lot of the names are the designers like will name it themselves, and sometimes the designers have like come up with a name, but they're like not married to it, and they're like it's kind of temporary, and like if you come like they're willing to change it to something they like better. So sometimes I'll have them think and then let them know like, oh, what do you think about this? Other times, so High Wire Stephanie, which is the zigzag sweater, she didn't have a name for it, so I just came up with High Wire, and she was happy with that. So stuff like that.
Okay. Very cool. I think I think we're done for the day.
Cool. Well, I'll do our spiel then. So you can find the show notes for this episode and every episode on our website, which is kcacypodcast.wordpress.com. You can find us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is kcacypodcast. My mom's personal Instagram is upstate_viv, and mine is Alyson here. You can subscribe and rate and comment and favorite and review or whatever, thumbs up on YouTube or wherever else you get your podcasts, like iTunes or Shuffle. You can follow or you can join our Ravelry group, although like my mom said, we haven't been super active on that, but you just need to search Keep Calm and Carry Yarn podcast in the groups tab. So thank you for listening,
and remember to keep calm and carry yarn. Bye.
Bye.